Well, Tabo, thank you very much once again for having us with you guys today. The route has been very busy from this morning. I mean, we've had a lot of travelers on the road from around 5 o'clock this morning. So I think, despite there being a lot of traffic on the route yesterday, there's still a lot of people traveling today, and we're currently sitting at traffic volumes of around 1,800 vehicles an hour heading towards the coast.
Now, as far as the route patrols, the traffic checkpoints and law enforcement and so forth, what can we expect?
Well, with our route incident management systems, there's been an extensive planning put in place for a lot of visible law enforcement. You will see, or road users will see, that the law enforcement, emergency services, route patrol services are very prominent all along the entirety of the N3 toll concession. Law enforcement are going to be doing random checks, and it's focused on COVID compliance as well as roadworthiness of vehicles and for people driving under the influence.
Yeah. Now, of course, that route management system has got that component or the pillar of route planning into it, but it also has got the pillar of resource allocation and managing that resource. In terms of the resource that you have deployed, in terms of police officers on the road, what is the complement currently out there?
Well, deployment of law enforcement is obviously not within our area of responsibility, but as I said, there's extensive partnerships that go into it to ensuring that there are adequate resources. I've been traveling on the route myself this morning, and there's a lot of visible policing that's happening. Law enforcement, emergency services are on high alert, and they're readily available to assist.
Right. There's a lot that's said around, for example, the time that it takes to detect, right, should there be an incident on the road, and the time it takes to activate a response and access to the scene. How are you managing that, looking, of course, at the number of people that get on the roads during this time?
Well, one of the central elements that forms part of our incident management system is our central route control center. It's a 24-hour emergency helpline and manned route control center, and they are in constant communications with our route patrol services who are on the route traversing the entirety of the N3 toll route daily with multiple sweeps, and we're also in communication with the relevant CCCs along the route, as well as directly with law enforcement and emergency services as well, so that we can try and minimize the response time as much as possible.
Yeah. And what are the routes that you take as far as communication is concerned and communication technology? I mean, I know in some urban routes now there is communication that actually happens on the roads themselves, where they write on the electronic updating systems that have got on the roads. I mean, how far are we in terms of implementing that kind of communication on the major routes?
So we've got a number of variable message signboards that are located on the N3. They're at strategic locations to give road users advance warning about what's going on, but we also make use of Twitter. Road users can follow us at N3 Route, and there they'll get real-time, verified, updated information about what's happening at any point in time on the route. We also post updates via broadcast group on Telegram and obviously on our website.
All right. And now we know, we think about holiday makers around this time and them traveling in families and so on and so forth. But there is still a heavy presence of heavy motor vehicles and commercial vehicles, is it not?
Well, at the moment, the presence of heavy vehicles on the route has not been as much. What we've seen is it's predominantly light vehicles, but yes, the economy has to still keep moving and goods still need to be delivered. I think it's just one of those things, though, that requires additional increased vigilance from road users to bear in mind that there is that speed differential, and heavy vehicles do need additional time to, make changes, for example, if they're changing lanes, etc., and also to make sure that you remain visible to them by maintaining a decent following distance.
Right. Talking of the N3 toll, are there any network maintenance processes that are underway at the moment?
Now, at the moment, I'm very happy to report that the entirety of the N3 toll route is open to traffic. We will, of course, if necessary, close the road in small sections if we need to carry out any emergency works, but at this point there is nothing planned.
That sounds like good news. All right, let's talk then about Monday. There's a vast majority of holiday makers who would have had enough time with their family and they would want to come back and get ready for work. What is your suggestion? What is the best time to travel on Monday coming back?
Tapo, I wish I could tell you that. I think, what we've seen is that people are starting to travel from very early in the morning, and, with the curfew ending at 4 o'clock, we'll probably see that as early as 5 o'clock in the morning, we will start seeing traffic on the N3. We anticipate, according to our forecast, that it will be extremely busy between the hours of 9 and 6 o'clock in the afternoon. 9 a.m. in the morning, obviously, and then we're going to reach peaks of about 3,600 vehicles an hour. And if we look at the volumes of people who have traveled down, I think the best that I can advise road users is please be patient, share the road responsibly. There is a lot of traffic on the route, and everybody is trying to get home, so make the journey part of the whole process and make sure that everybody gets there safe. And obviously, please follow the rules of the road, follow the signposted speed limits, keep left.
Yeah. In terms of your own capacity building, right, in the work that you do, I mean, what is the level of training that keeps on going as far as the human resource that is at work to make sure that they keep up with these trends that are ever evolving?
Well, I mean, we're in a 24/7 business, so what we're doing is constantly ensuring that we're staying abreast of all of the trends. We're constantly training our staff, from toll operators, route patrol services, administrative staff, etc. I mean, our job is to make sure that our road users are able to get to their destinations safely.
Thania Dhoogra, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much for joining us tonight.